I'm not sure I had the right um intro video up. Was that the right one?
It looked like a video, so
It was definitely a video. Hey, welcome to Eviliv3, live media commentary show that asks us a question: what happened to the afterbirth?
She was hungry.
It's full of protein. All right, subscribe if you're new to the channel because today we are reviewing HBO's The Last of Us Season 1, Episode 9. Look for the light. This is the end of this series thus far.
Yeah. And from my understanding, it tastes like a mixture of liver and scrambled eggs. Like the scrambled egg texture.
After?
Yeah. God. Yeah, placenta. I have a friend that decided to take it home and try it. And that was...
There are cultures that do consume it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's weird as shit. Probably wildly unhygienic. And you got to question the doctor who allowed him to take it home. But maybe it's delish. Put some salsa on it.
I mean, cannibalism, whatever.
We're all getting there.
Pick up that damn rice pudding and you fucking enjoy it. Just pretend it's afterbirth.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, how you doing, man? All right, so initial thoughts.
I remember the ending being a little bit different.
Oh, really?
But it's all, well, it wasn't. Like, that's how the ending played out. I just, it's been a few years. And me personally, I would have punched out the doctor and then shot him. So I think that's what the bias is. But yeah, it's over. And now we for sure have 2 more seasons.
Really? Like for sure 2?
Well, that's the rumor that the next season is going to be a 2-parter because of The Last of Us Part 2 being essentially 2 different stories.
Oh, okay.
So
interesting. Okay. Well, I'm here for it. My initial thoughts of this episode were, why can't I stop crying? That was from the very beginning to the very end. It was just waterworks. And I don't get it. This stupid show brings it out of me.
It's just that good.
Yeah. This was directed by Ali Abbasi. It was written by Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann. And of course, it aired yesterday, March 12th. So, I mean, this is the girl who plays Ellie in the video game giving birth to the girl who plays Ellie in the series.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And I don't actually have the actress's name, but I really like her as an actress.
I didn't pull up my stuff, so I don't remember. But yeah, no, fantastic. It's like Ashley something or other. I don't remember. But I love that they had so many people that were actually in the video game coming to do live action stuff. It makes me so happy because
I mean they're actors, so why not?
Yeah.
You know, it seems it doesn't happen very often, it seems.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, I mean, I'm still waiting for the live action Batman movie where Mark Hamill's the Joker.
Yeah.
It would Ashley Johnson. Yeah, there we go. I knew it was something like super generic sounding, but yeah, I couldn't remember what the hell her last name is.
She's awesome. She's super dope.
Fucking fantastic.
That scene, man, it was rough because at first I didn't know what I thought maybe it was just raiders or something she was trying to hide from. You didn't know it was, the infected. And quite frankly, I have been primed by this show to not even remember about the infected most of the time.
Yeah, right.
They don't even show up. Like, this should be called, I don't know, no zombies here. Like, there's, like, what the fuck? I thought that was going to be, like, the whole thing. And there's been 2. I need more zombies in my life. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, technically, Ellie's kind of like a zombie.
Ooh, that's true. Yeah.
So you got it throughout the whole show, and you didn't even realize it.
What? Dude, as soon as the baby came out, it was just waterworks. I immediately was like flashing back to both of my kids being born, and when she was like nose to nose with this ugly little baby. All babies are pretty much ugly when they come out.
They're
it's rare.
ugly shit, yeah,
it's rare that there's actually a baby you're like, all right, that'll be a decent looking human. Most of them are just like, oh, did you cough that up?
My wife, every time she sees one, is just like, oh God, it looks like an old man. Someone throw it away. And I'm like,
someone throw it away. Dude, it was just like in it like hyper focused on the hands, the fingers, and the toes, and I'm counting them as I'm looking at them because it's just sort of ingrained, and I just want to like hold that baby so desperately bad. There's just something about it, man. I immediately go into like protector mode and like coochie coo mode. Just, I gotta do a little coochie coo, you know? Or especially like the little hands. I'm just like, ooh, I want to put them in my mouth. I want to put the foot in my mouth. I mean, not that one because it was all gross and covered with, you know, blood and shit. But still, it's a baby. Ah. They're adorable. Ugh, it's a good thing I'm fixed. I'd go out and get girls pregnant just so I can have babies to look at.
Yeah,
Spread
probably for
thy
the better.
seed. So how did that scene hit you? You don't have any babies that I'm aware of.
I have a house full of children, Adam.
Yeah, but you
Jesus.
didn't shat them out of your woman's vagine. So
I don't know.
I didn't assume.
Sometimes I'm like having to pull them. They're like trying to go in there. It's just it's a really weird dynamic.
It's so warm.
I dug it because we don't really have much of a reason as to why Ellie is that way in the game. It's just like, oh yeah, rare genetic condition.
Right.
So it was cool. Like I liked that idea, and then the explanation of, yeah, no, the shit was just in her, but she was not born. So when she was born, it just thought that she was it. Blah blah blah. And it's like, oh well, that makes sense. That's cool as shit.
Yeah, it's wild. Okay, so let's put ourselves in that position. I just gave birth and I asked you to shoot me because I have a bite on my thigh. Do you say no first or do you just shoot me?
It depends on how in shock I am. The fact that you, one, developed a vagina, two, developed a uterus, and three, somebody decided to knock you up.
Our top men are working on it. It could happen.
Yes. So after all of that, you know, I would be crying the whole time. It'd be like an old Yeller moment, but there wouldn't be much hesitation.
Put you down, old Yeller. Yeah, because like I'm dying no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of whether I'm a zombie and trying to attack you when you kill me, or you just do it first.
Yeah, and to me, that's almost like, you know, it's like a DNR. I don't want to come back as a fucking zombie. I also don't want to come back as brain dead. So just, if I'm checking out, just finish the job.
Yeah. I have a feeling like if it was ever like in a reverse situation, I had to like kill someone else, I would just be so crying, you know, like sobbing, like chest shaking, sobbing. I would not be able to actually hit them. It'd probably like I'd empty the whole clip and just be like, I have to beat them to death.
Yeah, you gotta pistol whip them till they go out.
Sorry, honey. This was not meant to be like this.
You remember that time you didn't laugh at my joke? Joke's on you.
Yeah. Bring to light this really dark moment. Yeah, I just thought it was great. She, you know, told the baby or told the guy to cover the baby's ears, and she just went in and just capped her right off the deck. And I was stoked about that. It's like I didn't notice until the second viewing, but she had the knife to her neck. Anna, the mother. And I don't know why. I just totally missed them. Probably through tears. I didn't see the focus of it. But like, I was just like, oh shit, she's going to do it herself if she has to. Like, she's primed and ready. Like, this is a tough ass bitch. Like, this girl is badass. It makes me wish we could have more time to see what life was like for them and get Ashley some, you know, screen time to act. I just thought she was so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I dug it.
How did you like the role reversal between Ellie and Joel in the Chatterbox realm?
I mean, it kind of figured that's how it was going to go, just from like the very introduction after the whole Ellie birth thing, because she's so quiet and stoic looking, and he's like, "Hey, I'm bubbly and I'm trying to talk to you because we're connecting as human beings." Yeah. So it's like, oh, cool. I wonder if this is going to be where he actually tells her about Sarah and the scar. And then, hey, he fucking opens up about the scar. Like, it was great, because it's like the final nail in the coffin for their relationship. Like, that is them cementing that they were, you know, surrogate father, surrogate daughter.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually really loved it. It starts to parallel my relationship with my daughter. I'm chatty, and she's just like, leave me alone, Dad. God. I saw that in this episode. I was just like, okay, I identify now. Finally, we're in the realistic relationship zone, not the other way around. Um, I love that they were going to that stupid book and telling more puns, and commenting about them, and then in the behind them in a very Mike Flanagan blurred out of motion sort of way, you have the dude stand up and huck a grenade. I was just like, oh shit, no!
Right. Yeah, that was pretty goddamn intense.
And it ends up being the fucking Fireflies. This is what drove me more crazy about this episode than anything else. We start the show with Marlene, the same woman that's already there, who's saying, no one can go there but you. No one can possibly make it but you. But she beat him to it. She's already there. So if she just would have kept fucking Ellie, yes, there would be no movie, but still, like, it was...
Yeah, but if you remember from the first episode, she was like on death's door. Like, she is fucked up because of the shootout. Fedra is coming to get them. Like, this is it. She's done. This is her last stand. So, yeah,
I don't...
of course that was like the only option was to get Ellie out. And then she just so happened to survive and make it there really, really well.
All right. I interpreted it a bit differently, where in my head, she just didn't want to have to deal with the responsibility of looking after the girl. And then
I'd fucking buy that too.
Because, let's be honest, she took the baby from the mother, Ellie, and then she gave it to Fedra, the organization she's actively fighting against. So she clearly doesn't have any real attachment to this girl.
No, I would argue that, because realistically, they're a rebel cell. They're a terrorist organization. They don't have supplies. They don't have like everything they need. That kid is gonna grow up just fucking feral. So she did the reasonable thing, and she surrendered her essentially to an organization that was going to take care of her, that would raise her like a child should be raised. And then at some point, she'd come in and snatch her up.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously what happened.
Yeah.
It just bothers me.
No, that's fair.
Because in the same way this episode ended, there's no universe where I'm actively looking after someone like a child and I give it up. Like if it was my friend's kid who said, please take her, and you're the sole guardian, that you would just live your life protecting that baby because you are now the parent. Yeah. And for the idea of saying, in this post-apocalyptic world, I'm going to give it to someone else and just hope for the best.
Right.
I think that's garbage, especially when you're actively fighting that same group.
I agree. Like there's been times in my own personal life where it looked really close, like I was going to become a daddy. And yeah, like even just the scenarios of preparing yourself to potentially have that discussion of taking someone's child. It's like, oh God, that's the rest of my life. I would murder people for this child. Luckily, never got
man. Yeah, see, Chris is saying Marlene didn't think she was going to make it. In hindsight, she could have just taken Ellie, but in time, it made sense. I don't know, man. Like, logically, I understand that. And I accept that that is what they wrote. But in my head, I just can't accept that she would just give her up twice. Like, what the fuck? Like, the first time, all right, you think she's going to just have a more stable life, fine. The second time, like, you don't know Joel. You fear Joel. Why would you just all of a sudden be like, hey, Freddy, you like kids, right? Catch. Like, what the fuck would you do that? You know he's a murderous bastard. That's why you don't like him. And you're just going to give him a fucking kid. All right. Anyway, I'm glad they did, because it ended up, this brilliant
it turned out okay.
It's just questionable on the experience, especially when he wakes up and she's just there, all healthy, looking all sexy, and just like, hey, what's up? It's like, fuck you, bitch. I went through hell trying to get this girl here, and you just got here yourself. Even though she's all, I left with a fucking 1,000,000-man army, and I came in with 3 people. Like, she clearly lost a bunch of people on the way, and she was asking him how he did it and stuff. But still, like, if you knew you had the numbers, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to stop harping on it. I'm moving on.
That's the hardest part to come to terms with this zombie virus apocalypse, is that she wouldn't take the kid. Let's put that in perspective.
Yeah.
This make
Well,
believe.
it's just that, yeah, yeah. It's the only thing I can't believe.
I believe I get it. I
Fungus,
get
yes.
it.
Yeah. I do. I love how antagonistic their relationship is. Whoa, got this rogue hair. Relationship is between Marlene and Joel, because he straight up still doesn't like her, and she straight up does not like him at all, and doesn't trust him. After he already delivered the package, she still doesn't trust him, and she's just like, "No, you need to get the fuck out of here. We know you're not going to let us do what we need to do in order to get this cure. So hit the road, Jack." And I just thought it was so great because he almost did it. Like that whole time he was like, I don't know, like greater good and all. But I love this girl. I know they're going to end up fucking killing her to get that stupid fungus cure. And I just can't abide them killing my daughter. I can't lose another daughter. And the whole time I'm watching it, as soon as he gets that first rifle and starts capping motherfuckers, it's the first time I really saw him as a bad guy. I was like, "Oh, you're a horrible fucking human being. Like you're acting like Rambo right now." It like, especially when he went in the doctors and stuff. I was just like, "What the fuck? You're a bad guy. Like I'm voting for the bad guy. Like I normally do that, but I'm aware of it.
Yeah.
This was subversive and it hurt my butthole a little bit. I didn't know how to react and I had to shift. I don't know. It fucked me
That's
up.
funny, and I'm just like, yeah, I get it. I do the same fucking thing.
So without a hesitation, you would save one life versus humanity.
Yeah, 100%. Like no hesitation at all.
Man, oh man. See, abstractly, if it was someone else's kid, then I'd be like, it's the cure for mankind.
Yeah, if I had zero emotional attachment to the person,
Yeah.
I mean, even if it was just like I knew the kid, but that was as far as it went. Like I knew their name, we ran into them once or twice. I can look the other way to potentially, deal with not having the Walking Dead come after me. Someone I love, no, I would destroy the fucking world just to save one person.
Yeah. And he really did. Like he just went through like a hot knife through butter and fucked everyone. And
Well, that's the part I cannot wait for you to get to in the game, because
it plays out like that.
That is the game. Like, well, no, it's like a shortened version of the game, because you essentially walk through that entire hospital and you take out all the firefighters. Like there is nobody left.
Wow. Hell yeah. One more week.
Fuck yeah.
Motherfuckers. That's gonna be great. I mean, I loved watching it. I thought it was incredibly exciting, and we didn't get a lot of those types of scenes. What, maybe 3 or 4 of them? They were like really action-heavy scenes, and everything else has been pretty mellow and just sort of drama-based.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing it at that heightened level at the very end, paired with the music, which was like a funeral dirge almost. It was just like lots of string instruments making you cry sounds, like lulling you to sorrow and despair as he is straight up just going room to room like a pissed off teenager in an elementary school. Like
awesome.
Right? Like that's what it was doing.
Yeah, straight up.
So I loved how the doctor sees a dude rush in with a pistol and a rifle, and he like grabs a scalpel. I'm not gonna let you do this. I'm not gonna let you take her. You don't have a choice, Holmes. Like he doesn't even look at him and he caps him. It was great. Such a badass. Did you think he was gonna do the nurses too?
Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. Yeah, I couldn't remember how
kill the nurses.
If that was an option, I probably did. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. They're video game characters. I'm gonna kill everybody.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, shit. That's why it's taken me so long to get through. What is it? Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. Yeah, if I can kill you, I'm gonna kill you. NPC. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Everyone dies. The time jumps that they had to do in order to sort of make this episode work. After he rescued her and she's like all groggy, where's my clothes? Oh, we'll get him on the way. And he just straight up lies to her. Mm-hmm. I'm actively screaming at the TV Just tell her the fucking truth. She can handle it. You have to be honest with her. If you don't tell her the truth, you're going to lose her when she finds out. Like, you just went through hell to get her. Don't sabotage your future relationship. And you think it would be different if she knew?
Yeah, yeah, no, she would have lost her shit. She probably would have killed him.
What?
Yeah.
You think Ellie would have killed Joel for saving her life?
Maybe not like actually killed him, but it would have been a big fucking deal, and he probably would have lost her.
Wow. So do you think that it's going to be worse if he just lies to her and then she finds out later? Because she's going to find out.
You can't ask me these questions because I know
you
the
already
answers.
fucking played the damn games. I just feel like it would be worse later than, like if it's immediately in the moment, you can sort of walk through and process. Where is she going to run to? She's in a fucking hospital gown. She sort of, just for safety, has to hang around. So he could sort of, explain his thought process and stuff. But just straight up lying to her, especially after going through everything that you went through just to connect with her, that hurt me. I was just like, fuck. Ugh, I couldn't imagine. I would be straight up honest, 100%. If it's one of your kids, you're gonna be honest with them. I mean, I'd hope anyway.
Oh, I lie to my kids all the time.
Well, I do, because that's parenting. But in this particular case, I would pretend like I would be the truth. So Ellie, if given the choice, would have sacrificed herself. The problem is neither Joel nor Marlene gave her that choice. Exactly. And her knowing that she no longer has a choice forces her to process and accept, and eventually move on, especially when she's young and stupid. She gets older, she holds grudges more.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can't really talk about that, apparently.
No, we can't talk about
you're
it.
all zipped up. I just seeing the first of all, seeing Salt Lake City, I was just like, home! Woohoo!
And it's so funny. I almost stopped it so I could argue with my wife and explain the layout. I was like, yes, this is Salt Lake City. Well, where's the temple? I was like, well, if they fucking tilted this way a little bit, it'd be another 2 blocks down. Like, fuck. But yeah, it's like they got it right. It looked boring as fuck. So I mean, it was accurate. Spot on.
Pretty accurate.
And they didn't have to dress the sets or anything. Like they're walking through the alley. It's like, yeah, no, there's no bums, but that's pretty fucking close.
Yeah, that was the one key ingredient missing, were the bums.
Yeah, definitely.
We got a better, like, stand-in for bums though. I mean, we had fucking giraffes.
That was pretty fucking sweet.
Our little Jurassic Park moment. As soon as we saw him, Shauna just yelled out, "Homo Zoo!"
Giraffes, Chris. That's like the only thing we got going here.
There's a zoo literally right up there by the hospital, so it's not far away anyway. I just love seeing that everything in this series is about what you were willing to do to take care of the thing that's important to you, your sense of family, your relationships, the things you love. We were really shown that with the 2 guys at the compound, and then we saw that originally, of course, with Joel and his original daughter, and then his desire to stay in contact with his brother and then go travel to try to find him, the development of Joel and Ellie's relationship. It's all about, he's not going to let her die even to save all of humanity. She will survive if he is breathing. We get to that very end moment and we see that it's not just the humans. That's what these animals are doing too. They're just living in their cute little giraffe family unit. And I just wanted to like strip off my clothes and run naked with the giraffes. Like I was like, I'm your family member now. You're going to have to get that for me though. I can't reach. Stuff like that. Super creepy tongue on giraffes. I'm not a big fan of the weird snake-like tongue.
Never bothered me. Like even, because of course I'm old enough that there was a point in time when you could hand feed the giraffes at Holgill Zoo. I fucking loved it. Never bothered me.
That's cool. That would be pretty cool.
That was pretty sweet.
But it was like every time there's an animal on the screen, I'm just like, oh, I want to touch it. I wonder what it feels like. Look at those bumps. I want to feel the bumps. Like a crazy person. I'm just like,
no, that's 100% normal.
It was just torturous because she's right there. I'm just like, just reach up and touch it, and I'll feel it vicariously through you. Oh man. And I never even really liked giraffes before that scene. They're just weird looking. They look like a squeaky toy. That's it.
Fair.
But like when the head is just right there in your face, it's kind of cool. I want to touch it. Anyway, I love seeing that reflection of, us humans are trying to survive, but so is every other living creature. And then there's this sort of symbiosis, involved in sharing that sort of connection and looking out for one another if possible through, elimination of those weird fungi monsters. Um, it does make me wonder why the fungus didn't jump to other animals. Is it just human because we initially ingested it and so it got used to human? Wouldn't it?
Well, it evolved to work that way because I mean, this fungus actually exists in
Yeah.
real life in nature right now. But I mean, the wildlife that eats the ants that have that fungus, they don't get sick.
Huh.
Like it doesn't go to them. So it's one of those things that's specific to the entity it attaches to.
Right. All right. I'll buy that for $1. I love seeing them so much. And then, of course, they sort of leap through time out of winter and get into spring, and they're already up in Wyoming going to Jackson. And it's just, she doesn't trust him. She knows something's off. He didn't tell her something. And so she just says, look, straight into my eyes, tell me the truth. Is there, other cures? Is that exactly what happened, what you said happened? And again, he doubles down. I'm yelling, don't lie! Straight up lies to her. So, like,
Yeah.
and then it just fucking ends.
Mhm.
That moment where he was saying that he tried to kill himself and he failed, and that's the missed shot. And she's saying something about, she's glad that was the case, or something worked out. And damn it, I should have written down the exact
It
back and
was
forth.
that she's really glad that he's a bad shot.
Yeah. But he said it. She said, I found a reason, or I'm glad you found a reason to live or something. And then he implied it was her that was the reason.
Mhm.
And that was just so beautiful. Like, they're overtly saying, I love you, without saying I love you, in this
Mhm.
really nice, coded, crazy, weird relationship that they have. It feels so nice to see them actively both on the same level, relationship wise. Like, your father, your daughter, we are going to just accept our roles at this point.
Mhm.
Because up until now, it's been like 2 episodes or so that they've been almost right there, but now they're just right there. It's great.
Mhm.
So I mean, how did you feel about the ending? I heard it's like the game, and so are you happy with that? Did you want to see it different?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I couldn't have picked a better ending myself. Like it's just great. Like I cannot wait to actually. Well, I don't know when the hell I'd actually binge the entire season all at once, but god damn it, I'll call in sick. And like I cannot wait to just sit down and ingest all of this again and start the game back up. Like
Yeah.
I've been meaning to for better part of a year and haven't had a chance. So I think I'm gonna finally get back to it.
Hell yeah. That would be cool because then we could sort of compare notes.
Mhm.
Like, hey, I did this.
I mean, I'm
Did I
really
ruin it?
bad. I'll be honest. Like, I'm the guy that tries to get all the achievements or trophies as
Uh-huh.
it. Yeah, trophies because it's PlayStation. So I'm gonna be going through trying to get all the fucking collectibles and just completely slaughtering like the fun part of the story. So it'd be pretty boring on my end.
All right. Well,
I fucking love the shit.
that's cool. I just can't wait to play it. I
Yeah.
thought this episode was a perfect ending to
Mhm.
this series, the season anyway. I mean, it's just so. It's like hurt feel good, It's like you're being cut while you're orgasming. Like it's like you just solved the lament configuration, and the Cenobites have come to claim you. It's
Mhm.
you're hurting because you know that you're not sure whether the choice made was the right choice, but you probably would have made that same choice. But then you're second guessing the whole time and like what ifs and stuff. I didn't feel great at the end of it. I just loved how I felt.
Well, and I think that was supposed to be how it was. Like, it's not. There's no happy ending. Like
Yeah.
it's supposed to be real life, but a different version than we're experiencing.
Oh,
And there's no happy endings in life. Like fucking everybody's miserable and everybody dies. It's just little moments of happiness in between that make us keep going.
oh yeah. Yeah. So, do you think they're going to be able to top this with the next season? I mean, do you
Ooh,
think they're going to be
God.
able to go crazy places?
Ooh.
Yeah, is that a yes?
Oh man, I can't talk about it.
All right.
Because the thing is, like, they have stuck so true to the game. Like, yes, they've embellished stuff or changed stuff, but it's all been within the realm of if they were to do a remastered version of the game, like the fifth remastered version,
Yeah.
and change the story to add the things that they did in the show, I don't think it would change the game that much. In essence, they stayed really true. So
Yeah.
if they stay true to part two, your heart is just going to disintegrate and fall out of your asshole
Great.
very early on.
Great.
And it's just going to be a never-ending cycle of just heart diarrhea.
Holy shit! Really?
Seasons, yeah, man, it gets heavy as fuck. Like this shit, everything that's happened in this season,
Yeah.
nothing compared to the second game.
It's so divisive. I've heard so many people say online say so. Take it with a grain of salt. They hated the second game, and then so many people say it's it's so much better than the first.
It's the greatest video game ever made, and I'll fist fight anybody that says otherwise. I have no problem with that. Like it's perfection. Like they delayed it for years because they wanted to get it right, and there's no fucking extra DLC. They're not pumping out shit every 5 months to make more money off you. No, they're like, we're taking our time. We want this to be the game that we want to play, and we're releasing it. And yeah, anybody that didn't like it, there's fucking poopy fans.
So, just sort of reflection. What was your favorite part of this episode?
Oh, definitely Joel fucking mowing everybody down. Like I just sort of had like the Bodyguard soundtrack going in my head.
Nice.
Yeah, that was great. And then of course the end, like the realization, to answer your question, Chris, that because I didn't take that okay as Ellie believing him. I took that as her saying, okay, this is the bridge that we'll not cross just yet, and we're gonna move on. Like just what that's gonna lead to. Like I absolutely love that.
Yeah, the way I interpreted it was she knew he was lying, and she knew he probably was never going to tell her the truth. And so, she just has to sort of resign herself to just move past. Like, whatever it is that he's not wanting to share with me, I guess it must be bad. So I guess I won't scratch that itch. My favorite part had to be the birth part. That was so touching just because, shared experience in life. I mean, I've never personally given birth. I like to think that I'd be able to without drugs. But, I probably wouldn't. It would just break my penis apart.
God, I can't even fucking wake up without drugs. Like there's no way in hell. I'd be getting an epidural as soon as they told me I was pregnant. So.
I'll just wear it the 9 months. It's good. I'm good. Just keep the liquid going. Did you have a least favorite part of this?
I felt like it was really short.
Yeah, that's true. It was.
Like that would, if I had to complain, that would be it. When I first saw the runtime, I'm like, really, 53 minutes? Like I know that's pretty average for what they've been doing, but it's like this is the finale. Like you go a little bit further, but I mean, they managed to sell me on it, so it's. I would have liked more.
Yeah.
But it wasn't necessary.
Yeah, mine would be the same similar complaint to just saying overall, the whole season in the series thus far, as we understand it, what could be improved. And in my personal opinion, it would just be, well, I need to see more of the mushroom heads. Like, I want more of that side of the threat. Because we've already seen how bad the people are, and we've gotten tastes of the zombie thing, and you don't want to overplay the zombie hand. Then it just becomes, well, a video game. Shoot 'em up. But that initial threat where we lost Joel's girl, like that was not his daughter, but his girlfriend.
Tess.
Tess, thanks. That was great. It was terrifying. I want more of that. That's like old school traditional sort of stalker horror types and survival horror stuff. I wanted a little bit more of that in the series. I thought we were going to get more of it coming in.
Yeah, I mean we got two episodes. So I of course would have liked it a lot more too, especially knowing that shit's like all practical. Like they had people in fucking
Yeah.
makeup there. So good that people were bitching about the CGI, and it's like, God, nobody watched the fucking BTS. What the shit?
That's so funny.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen more. I understand why they didn't do it more, but if they stick with the game for the next season, it's going to be pretty fucking good and terrifying.
Oh, I
Like
can't wait.
one of the scariest zombies I've ever seen is in part 2.
Really?
Like I'll jump at shit because I'm human, whatever. Like my wife scares me sometimes that way. Part 2 is the first game probably since the first time I played Fatal Frame that like actually got under my skin.
Oh wow.
And scared the living shit out of me. Like I ended up having to fucking turn it off for the night because usually I'll play video games after my wife goes to bed. So it's like middle of the night, it's pitch black, so I can have my headphones on and just like be fully immersed. Yeah, there's one zombie, and if you guys have played it, you know exactly which one I'm talking about. Dude, that fucked me up.
Oh man.
So I really hope they do that in the second game.
Cool. That's exciting. Oh, I can't wait. They don't even. I'm hoping they're going to do the second one for PC. Like if they're doing the first,
I'm sure they'll end up porting it because there's no way in hell this isn't going to be successful. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Is there anything else you wanted to cover with this? I think this was an amazing episode. Great end to a whole great season.
Yeah, it was perfection. That's really all I can say about this show.
Yeah. All right. Well, let us know what you guys thought of it. Thanks for tuning in live. We really do appreciate your time and attention, spending your Sunday. No, this is Monday. Your Monday evening with us. I really do appreciate it. And as always remember, evil spelled backwards is live. So get your zombie running away from asses out there to, be evil.
Yeah, do some running away from zombies.
Lie to your children. Murder their doctors. Every doctor's like, no, why? Don't kill me. We're the good guys.